and welcome to the game show. Once again, I'm Jack Lucas Caffrey, and I'm not joined with James Goulding and Jack Gibney this time around because they had school to do and stuff. Not entirely sure what Jack had to do, but I know he was very busy, so he wasn't able to do the game show this time around. But no worries, they'll be on the next episode, and we'll be having a load of crack the next time. But instead, what I decided to do was bring on two new people onto the program. One you probably already heard on the radio before, because I interviewed them. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cam onto the program. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely great. Absolutely happy to be back on the radio again.
Yes, absolutely. And not only do I have Cam with us today, I also have another one of the cast members of the Crazy Compositions cartoon that I also voice act in. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ruby onto the program. How are you doing as well?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. How are you tonight, Jack?
Kind of exhausted, not going to lie, because for many reasons. But sure, look, we'll have a good time anyway, and we'll be speaking about various gaming news and topics. The first one I'd like to speak about actually is a breaking one. It just came out yesterday, and that is the fact that Netflix is creating a brand new video game studio where they're going to make brand new original games. It's going to be based in Finland, of all places, and it's going to be led by former EA executive Marko Lastica. Probably pronounced that name absolutely horribly. And in a blog post by Netflix's Amr Rahimi, which I probably also butchered that name as well, they mentioned, "This is another step in our vision to build a world-class game studio that'll bring a variety of delightful and deeply engaging original games with no ads and no in-app purchases until they add DLC to our hundreds of millions of members around the world." I find this news quite interesting because I was not expecting Netflix, of all people, to make video games or like delve into that sort of thing. Cam, Ruby, what the hell do you have to think about this?
Okay, it kind of reminds me of like when all the movie studios were like picking their own studios to make their own tie-in video games. So I'm really interested to see where they take this whole thing. Hopefully they don't put more effort into it than like I don't know, let's say Cars 2 the video game or something like that. yeah, it should be interesting what they're doing here. Like, what I was thinking of when I first heard of this news was actually something that happened in like 2015, where Activision said that they were going to be making their own movie and TV studio to make a Call of Duty movie and a Skylanders cartoon, and like nothing happened other than the Skylanders cartoon. I'm getting similar vibes about this Netflix thing to that for some reason. I have no idea why. Ruby, what about you? What the hell do you think about this mad Netflix game studio thing?
To be honestly fair, I wouldn't be too surprised if Netflix were to make their own little game studio. After all, previous games have had their own little series based off of like little cartoons and everything, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah. Well, they seem to be up to doing it. Whether they actually do anything with this Netflix game studio, we'll just have to find out. That's literally all I can say. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't think anyone knows what they're going to do with it. But they are making one, and that is that. Another bit of big news that happened during the month was that Grand Theft Auto 6 got leaked a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people are saying it's the biggest video game leak since Half-Life 2's leak. Now, if you don't know what Grand Theft Auto is, why are you listening to the game show? But it's a very big game, and a lot of people have been, looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not really a GTA fan, but I know a lot of people who are, and know people who are invested in the series and stuff. So I knew that the hype for GTA 6 was big, because there hasn't been one in about nearly 10 years.
Yeah, like last one was released in like 2013.
Yeah, and when that was when the Xbox 360 and PS3 was still going. It's been that goddamn long.
But anyways, some hacker who's 1 year younger than me, actually, has somehow been able to hack into Rockstar Games' servers, the creators of GTA, and leak out 90 clips of the game for everyone to see. And all of these clips were taken around 2019, and they're all debug clips, so there's a lot of like inconsistencies and frame rate dips and stuff, but it is all development footage. Not only has the hacker been able to get these clips of the game, they've also been able to get the Grand Theft Auto 5 source code and the Grand Theft Auto 6 source code, and they've even threatened to leak that as well. Cam, Ruby, what the hell do you think about this? Because this is weird.
I'll leave it to Ruby first.
Thank you, Cam. Honestly, after seeing the GTA 5 graphics and now GTA 6 is coming out, I would be pretty surprised because we haven't had another game in years. But also, why would a hacker, try and leak these? I understand it's for new footage and for new content and for the whole world to see.
It's because he's got to have money and exposure and stuff like that. And, and he did get the exposure. In fact, Rockstar themselves even sent out a press release saying, "We recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. At this time, we do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services, nor any long-term effect on the development of our ongoing projects," which is good because the source code being leaked, you would think, well, being kind of in someone else's hands, you would think that would probably delay the game by a lot, because if someone else has the source code and there's a lot of online features in that source code, then you practically have to rewrite all of that again, because or else your game is going to have a load of security issues. So yeah, bit mad there. Cam, what do you think?
Definitely crazy. I heard some rumors that he got in through the Rockstar Slack, which is kind of like Discord, but for like businesses.
Oh, yeah, I heard that as well. What I also heard, and this is kind of the funny bit, is the dude got arrested.
Oh yeah, it was the UK police that arrested him.
Yes, in fact, I have the exact statement from Detective Inspector Michael O'Sullivan from the City of London Police's Cybercrime Unit. He said that the City of London Police arrested a 17-year-old in Oxfordshire on Thursday, the 22nd of September, on suspicion of hacking as part of an investigation supported by the National Crime Agency's National Cybercrime Unit. And this kid, he has been charged in connection with this investigation, and he remains in police custody. He's being charged with 2 counts of breach and bail conditions and 2 counts of computer misuse. He will appear at Highbury Corner Youth Courts on Saturday, the 24th of September 2022. So that means he's already been there. So I've not yet to find out what the hell happened there. I'm assuming he's going to probably go to jail or something soon, or his parents will be sued. I don't know. I think it's absolutely hilarious, though.
Yeah, and it definitely confirms some rumors about GTA 6, like the protagonist being a woman.
Yeah, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing that. But yeah, that's that. Not really much else to say there about GTA 6's leak, other than, they are developing the game. It's just, they actually are developing it. But one game that we know that is being developed and is coming out very soon is Sonic Frontiers. It's actually coming out in November 8th, 2022, so it's only about a month and a couple of weeks away. Yeah, it's looking quite interesting. The game's definitely looking much better than when they originally showed it. Like, if you remember the last time at the game show, I was saying how disappointed I was. Now looking at it, it kind of looks better. Girls, what do you have to say about Sonic Frontiers? What do you think of it?
Oh my gosh, I am so freaking excited about Sonic Frontiers. There's the big thing that I'm excited about is Big the Cat is appearing. He is doing some part of fishing minigames, so I'm very much looking forward to it because I'm very glad that Sonic is finally going beyond the run through traverse again, since like Adventure 2. Like, what got me into Sonic was the Chow Garden, so that's what I think about the game so far. But I also really like the music.
Oh, yes, the music is very good, which I'll get onto in a bit, because I do want to speak about the Big the Cat minigame thing. I'm actually looking forward to that. I actually am. Like, I know that sounds like a big meme or anything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Big the Cat fighting Froggy. But actually, honestly, I'm looking forward to that, because the fishing mechanic in Sonic Adventure was not really good. But I think they could do some tweaks to that and actually make the fishing maybe somewhat interesting. So hopefully, I've yet to really see any footage of the fishing. I've only seen footage of the cyberspace levels and stuff like that, and I think they're a little too Forces-esque for my liking, but yeah, they do look pretty interesting. And I also like how you can also adjust the controls of Sonic in the open world. I think that's very interesting as well. Ruby, what else do you have to say? What else do you think about this?
Well, giving my opinion in on Sonic, what had actually got me into it was the fact that as a child growing up on cartoons, I had watched the Sonic cartoons before I had actually saw the games. So, honestly, I think it'd be pretty good if they came out with the new game. I mean, a friend of mine is hyping all over about it.
Yeah, I heard that Ian Flynn, one of the writers for the IDW comics, he also wrote for the Archie comics too. He's actually writing this. He's actually writing the story for this game.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was just about to mention that. And you know, he's done a very good job from what I've seen. It's a very it's a more serious take than before. It's not like, hey, Baldy McNose there, you know, you think. It's much more serious. Even Roger Craig Smith's delivery of Sonic is very different. And a lot of people are actually divided about that. What do you two think about Sonic's somewhat slight difference in his voice?
I really do not like, although like how Roger was voicing him, you know, before Frontiers. It was very more oriented toward the comedy side. So very glad that he's trying a more serious side of his Sonic too, because that was one of the biggest complaints that I've heard about Roger's Sonic.
Yeah, it was just kind of more, haha, funny, Baldy, but no, sir. There wasn't like a lot of the serious moments, and they're delving into that, which is quite interesting, and yeah, it should be pretty good. I also like the box art. I think the box art is quite cool as well. And the music. We'll get onto the music now, because you did mention it, Cam. Let's actually start by speaking about the main theme of Sonic Frontiers, which is I'm Here, which is written by Tomoyo Otani and performed by Mary Kirk Holmes. I actually really like it. I think it's a very new metal sounding song, and I just think it's a really good tune. I'm really enjoying I'm Here. Girls, what do you think about it, actually?
Yeah, it's got some pretty cool metal vibes to it. Not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. Cam, what about yourself?
Oh, I am so loving it. It gives off the vibe of like some late 2000s YouTube channel intro. Really awesome metal and things like that. And I'm really liking that Sonic is taking that direction in music again, because we haven't had that sort of rock since, like, I don't know, 06, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, even like Black Knight, Team Sonic Racing, you know, that type of... I'm glad they're going back to that sort of that sound, because it's always a really good sound.
I wouldn't necessarily like because like Team Sonic Racing, because it was just it was like I know what you're talking about, the Crush 40 song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm speaking about that, but like, yeah, as a whole, like, sort of Sonic mainline soundtrack sort of thing. Yeah, I do see what you mean. We haven't just had that sort of vocal sort of thing in a while. And we also have a big band in it. I didn't hear of them until this game, not gonna lie. Until they made a song for this game, not gonna lie. But I believe a few people I know actually know this band. They're called One OK Rock. They're a J-pop band, and they made a song for Sonic Frontiers called Vandalize. It has two versions of it, one that appears in the game, which is pretty cool, and the other version is on their album, and it has swearing in it. Guys, what did you think of Vandalize?
I really liked Vandalize. I'm very I just say similar comments to what I said about the opening theme. I really like Vandalize. I think I have heard of One OK Rock before, but not the song.
No, not at all. I'm not too familiar with One OK Rock. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna say to me, like someone I know is gonna say to me, "How dare you don't know who One OK Rock is?" I'm like, I don't know. But either way, I really like Vandalize. I really like the song. It's really good, and a great guitar tone on it as well. Like, I really like the guitar tone on it for some reason. I like the melody. I just really love the Vandalize song a lot. The swearing version is quite odd, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know how it's so possible to change an entire meaning of a song by just changing two words, but there you go. But I do love the version that's in Sonic Frontiers. Ruby, what about you? What do you think of Vandalize?
It's pretty good, actually. It gives off these kind of new, like, metal type vibes, if you know what I mean. Of course, yeah. Of course, it kind of sounds like all the other, like, rock metal artists out there, but I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, I think it's a very good song as well, Ruby. Yeah, I'm really digging Vandalize, really like the track, and yeah, not really much else to say about the music for Sonic Frontiers for the time being. I am looking forward to hearing the rest. I know there's a couple of instrumental tunes that I have heard, which I do quite dig. They're very ambient sounding, and I quite like them as well. I'll just look forward anyways to seeing what will happen in Sonic Frontiers, which is coming out on November 8th, 2022, on all currently supported consoles. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Now, moving on, let's actually speak a little bit about the Nintendo Direct. It happened on the 13th of September, 2022, and there was a couple of interesting things that were announced, like a load of farm simulators. Woohoo!
To be fair, I do like farm simulators. My favorites are Stardew Valley, and I'm trying to think the other one I really like. I forgot the other one. Dang it.
What's a farm simulator like? Like, when I think of farm simulator, I'm thinking cut the grass, milk the cow. That's what I'm thinking when I hear farm simulator.
Yeah, I kind of think of that. It's kind of like that, although there usually are some twists. Usually in farming simulators, you also get to woo a spouse to eventually marry and have kids with.
Ah, I see. You see, I don't need any farming simulators because there's a farm right outside my house. If I want to experience a farm, I just need to open the door out of my house, walk over to my field, and hey presto, I'm at the farm. I could do farm stuff. I've never been interested in farm simulators. But not only did they have the old farm simulators, they also had some anime games like Fire Emblem and stuff like that. New Fire Emblem, not pushed about it. Like, I've never been into Fire Emblem. Every time there's a new game announced, I'm like, oh yeah, cool, whatever, don't care. Well, what about you two? What do you think? I'm just like this about Fire Emblem.
Well, I think for for the character designs. I think they were designed by Mika Picasso. They've worked on quite a few things that are pretty famous in Japan. So that's what I have to say. And I can tell their style is in the characters they designed.
Ah, yeah, I see. Ruby, what about you? What do you think about this amazing Fire Emblem thing that I just don't care for?
Well, giving my formal opinion on it, I think it's a good idea that they're bringing out new games, especially for Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I'm glad for the Fire Emblem fans, if only Nintendo would bring out more F-Zero games, come on, it's been 20 years, like, the last F-Zero game that came out is able to drink in my own country. That's how long it's been since the last F-Zero game.
Yeah, the last F-Zero game was on freaking GameCube.
Yeah, the last one was F-Zero GX. The last, it's been, like, I don't know. Oh my god. But, like, they won't even put that game on the Switch, but they'll put a complete remaster, or shall I just say, Dolphin Emulator, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, being re-released for €60, €20 more than it would have been released over here 10 years ago when it actually came out.
Oh my gosh, DDD, they're using the funny, I'm trying to think, I think the most recent Kirby game is Forgotten World. They're using the Forgotten World model for DDD.
Well, that's interesting. That must be why it was called Deluxe and stuff. I didn't really look at it. I just saw the box art and stuff. I was like, oh, they're bringing back that game for full price? Oh, I see. Ruby, what about you? What do you think about Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Switch?
Well, personally, as someone who usually plays video games half of the time, I have never actually played any of the Kirby games, but from hearing it around, it must be a good game that's going to be releasing.
Yeah. You should change that sometime soon. Start with like Kirby's Epic Yarn, and that's pretty good. I like that one. That's pretty good.
As for me, I played the original on Game Boy, because I actually had a Game Boy Advance, and that's backwards compatible with the original Game Boy game, so I never completed it, though.
Yeah. And I have the Game Boy player, so if I ever did find a Kirby for the Game Boy, I'd be able to play it on my GameCube just fine. But yeah, the Kirby's Return to Dreamland, that's coming out as well. Another game that's also coming out in 2023 is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is a sequel to Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's coming out on May 12th, 2023. I played Breath of the Wild back in the day. Back in the day was 2017. Then again, 2017 was 5 years ago. That's kind of nuts. Anyway, Tears of the Kingdom, that's coming out in 2023. Kind of looking forward to this one because I have played Breath of the Wild and I thought that was pretty good. I should beat Breath of the Wild. I've still yet to beat it, but yeah, I did quite like Breath of the Wild. So yeah, I'll keep my eyes out on that. What about you two girls? What do you think?
I haven't really played the Zelda games, so I'm not I'm happy for the Zelda fans, but.
Yeah. You're like me with Fire Emblem.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Ruby? Are you like Cam, or are you like me, who's just kind of intrigued about this?
Well, I am intrigued about it. I have actually played one of the Legend of Zelda games way back then. Back when I was a little girl. But I used to actually play the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on the Wii.
I heard about that. I heard it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I heard about it, and I know it was also on the GameCube. In fact, actually, can I go a little off topic about this? Because I'm actually just reminded about... Thanks, actually, Ruby, for reminding me about Twilight Princess, because...
Welcome.
Yeah, because I was going around I usually go around secondhand game shops all the time, and I look through video games and GameCube and Wii and original Xbox and all that sort of stuff, just so I can pick up stuff. And I've been getting some good stuff lately, which I've been playing on my original Xbox. But the GameCube library, oh my god, has that gotten up in price like so much?
You tell me about it. Like, I'm not sure about how it is in Ireland, but like here in the US, it's insane. Like on certain games like Smash Bros. Melee, they're selling for like $120 or more. Like,
are you serious?
Games that they won't put them like they won't put behind like the shelf are like shovelware games for the GameCube.
I can't believe. Now, it's not like that where Melee's 120, but what I was going to mention was that I saw a copy of Twilight Princess, and although like anywhere else, like 5 years ago, it was like maybe €50 or something, which is reasonable enough for a GameCube game that released at that particular time, because it was around the end of the GameCube's life, and it was a and highly anticipated game, Twilight Princess, at the time. Understandable for €50, but now it was €95 when I saw it, and then 2 weeks later I saw it again, and it was €120, and I cannot believe that these games are going up so much, yet games on like the original Xbox are still like dirt cheap and stuff from the same time period. I don't know what to think about it, but like, yeah, I thought I'd bring that up since Ruby mentioned Twilight Princess there about it. Ruby, have you seen that as well? Have you seen retro games go like up to extorted prices?
Oh, trust me, after seeing games after, like, growing up, I have noticed that games would normally range between, like $10, maybe $11, but now that I'm older and I'm looking back, $9 to $11 was cheap. Now that, because of inflation and everything, and like because of the retro games and digital gaming in itself, it has gone higher and higher in price because more people are demanding it and they have absolutely nothing to do.
Yeah, that as well, but yeah, it's crazy that they're going up that price. In fact, I've even made like a kind of I've not actually spoken about this on the game show, but I've kind of made like a kind of investment. What I've done is, and some people will probably laugh at me because I've done this, but I have bought doubles of games that are dirt cheap. Specifically the Halo franchise. I probably have a double of every single Halo game, because right now they're like dirt cheap. They're like a tenner or a fiver or €3. But I know, like, when I'm like 30 or something, if Xbox games go up to the price that GameCube games do, they're gonna go to like retail back in the day prices, and like I'm gonna make cash and spend it on something. So that's what I've done there. And I advise people to do the same. If you find like a retro game market that's like dirt cheap and you just would like to get like an extra €600 or something, go buy a bunch of duplicates and then you can sell them off for a load. I don't know. That might work. And another kind of like GameCube-esque sort of game like that came around from that time is a game called Pac-Man. And that's coming out, a sequel of it, Pac-Man 4. That's coming out in 2023. A franchise I'm not really into Pac-Man. Do I have a copy of Pac-Man in my GameCube library? How do I not remember this? I think I have it, and I do have Pac-Man, and I played it. I thought it was alright and stuff. So Pac-Man 4, that's kind of interesting. Girls, what do you think about that?
Oh my goodness, Pac-Man! That's probably the one game that I'm most excited for, because I remember growing up and like playing the demo at like GameStop or something, and I really loved it. If for anyone in Ireland not in the know, GameStop is kind of like EB Games, so it's like a chain of like game shops that sell both retro.
GameStop is the only game shop in Ireland.
Sorry.
That's actually kind of ironic.
Yeah, it's the only GameStop in Ireland. All of them have moved across. Oh my god. Oh my god, Cam. That is so funny because, like, Cam, you don't realize it. There's people I know who worked at GameStop in Ireland. And just to rub it in a little more, do you want to know, my radio station, Dublin South FM, it's based in Dundrum Town Centre, alright? Which is a shopping centre, alright? And if you go, just walk a little bit, you want to know what's in Dundrum Town Centre? GameStop.
Oh.
Oh no, I just got embarrassed on live radio.
Oh god. Anyway, what were we speaking about again? Pikmin 4?
Yes.
Okay, can you get back to Pikmin 4? What was on about Pikmin 4?
Okay, yeah, like I also have a copy of Pikmin on the GameCube because I have a backwards compatible Wii, so I can play GameCube games with it. So it's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they bring forth.
Yeah, it should be quite interesting. Ruby, what about you?
Well, I have never actually played Pigman, any of the Pigman games before. I am quite interested in trying out a new game.
Yeah, that should be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4 and buying it in GameStop. Don't worry about it too much. It's funny. And another game I'm looking forward to buying at GameStop is Nintendo Switch Sports, because they finally added golf to that game. Why was golf not in that game, Cam or Ruby? Can you give me the answer to that?
I don't freaking know. It was in the original Wii Sports. So if they were trying to like copy the originals of Wii Sports with their Nintendo Switch Sports, I'm like,
I honestly think they have like completely off-branded it. I used to own a Wii back then, and I used to play Wii Sports. I used to play like the tennis, the golf, the bowling, but it's I think they're reintroducing golf now, so.
Yeah. I'm glad they're bringing Wii Sports Golf to the Switch. I'm glad they are, so that I can trash my granddad at golf, because he's, he may, Action John, you might be good at golf in real life, but you're no good at Wii Sports Golf compared, You know
what they should bring back though?
What?
I really wish they did like the flying games, because my God,
yeah,
I played those so much on Wii Sports. Because I spent so much time trying to get all the badges for all the landmarks for the flights in Wii Sports Resort.
Oh my god, yeah, they should bring that back. Or, you know what they should do? Like, because I know they did this for the Nintendo 3DS. I know what they did was get the flying bit of Wii Sports Resort and package it into a different game called Pilot Wings Resort, and it was basically just Wii Sports flying, but in a different game. And I've never played Pilot Wings Resort, so I don't know how good it was or bad it was or anything, but if they were to bring Pilot Wings, like that kind of just that Wii Sports Resort flying to the Switch, that would be great. I probably would play my Switch again if they brought it there. The last time I played my Switch was when they brought Portal 1 and 2 to the Switch. That was the last time I played it. And actually, speaking about Portal 2, Portal 2 is actually being offered on the Xbox 360 Games for Gold, and it'll be the last game that's being offered on the Xbox 360 Games for Gold. So, if you want to get Portal 2 for free, and you have Games for Gold, you got like a few days to do it, because it's going soon. So just thought I'd let that sink in there. But going back into my last bit of Nintendo Direct news, for now, is that GoldenEye on the Switch is going to be happening. It was a Nintendo 64 game based off the James Bond movie GoldenEye, and it's going to have online multiplayer on it. Whether people actually play it or not, I doubt it, but like because the Nintendo Switch Online is like abysmal. But yeah, that is quite interesting, to be honest. What do you two think about it?
Oh, GoldenEye in it, and the funny thing is, the Nintendo Switch players are actually getting a better deal than the Xbox players because for the Xbox players, they have Rare Replay. They're getting GoldenEye too, but they don't get online. But Nintendo Switch does.
Yeah, that's kind of mad that they're not putting that online on the Xbox. That's kind of mad. But yeah. Oh well. Anyways, that's that coming out. Ruby, what do you think about GoldenEye on the Switch?
Depending on what console it is, like you have a lot of console players who are like really competitive, especially in some games. But it's also like you have like computers, you have like, the mobiles and everybody. So I think everybody's competitive in their own way if they decide to play that game.
Yeah. Should be interesting anyway. Should be interesting. And that's practically everything that was announced in the Nintendo Direct. It was quite an interesting Direct, despite all the farm simulators. Cannot wait to play all those farm simulators and all the other games. That should be quite interesting. But it's not the last of the Nintendo news, because oh boy, oh god, do we have some news for you? Because
it's me, Chris Pratt.
Yes, there is an amazing thing coming out on October the 6th, and that is the Super Mario movie trailer created by Illumination and starring Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Charles Martinet as We Don't Know because they're not letting him voice Mario, how dare they, and best of all, Jack Black as Bowser. I don't know what to think about. I'm not looking forward to this movie at all. I'm looking forward to how much of a train wreck it sounds like. Cam, Ruby, what do you think about this?
I'm like really, really excited because there's only a couple actors that you have mentioned yourself that I have recognized through other movies. Jack Black and Chris Pratt are one of the more famous types of people in my book, even though we have new movie stars coming out every single day. But I am really excited to see what train wreck lies ahead of us.
I'm definitely in the same boat as Ruby, although Jack Black as Bowser sounds kind of fun because, Bowser's kind of a jovial bad guy. Like, he's not like super serious compared to like some of the other Mario villains. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Mario movie plays out. Hopefully it's decent, but I'm not too high in hopes because it's Illumination.
Yeah, it's Illumination, sometimes they have a good banger like Despicable Me, and then sometimes they have the Satan of movies, which I would call Hop. It's an absolute abysmal film. Do not watch Hop. If you watch that every year on Easter, get help, because that is an awful movie in every regard. It is a terrible, terrible film, and it's like it just Illumination. Sometimes they can make some absolute dog poop at times. I nearly swore on the radio because of how some of their movies just can get on your teeth at times, and this one's getting on my teeth with Chris Pratt being Mario, because if they're gonna have Charles Martinet in the movie, and not have him voicing as Mario. What's the point? Like, honestly, you know, the man's been voicing Mario for like 30 years. Give him Mario. There's no one else that could do Mario better than him. If I was voicing Mario in the Mario movie, I'd be disappointed as well about that. That's how disappointed I am that Charles isn't voicing Mario in this. As for Jack Black, as Cam mentioned, now I would like Kenny James to do it, but because they've had 3 voices for Bowser, I'm like, okay, yeah. So same with Anya Taylor-Joy, since they've had like 3 voices for her, you know, they had like Leslie Swan, they had Sam Kelly, they had the voice of Cortana, Jen Taylor, but Jack Black should be pretty interesting. And as you also mentioned, Cam, about Bowser being a more comic relief sort of villain, I do see Jack Black kind of pulling that off. I wonder if he's going to do like a Mario Sunshine kind of delivery on Bowser, kind of, you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I think I kind of do, where he's like trying to rein in his son.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So I'm kind of imagining that. As I don't know, but it's coming out, this trailer, on October the 6th, and oh my god, brace yourselves. It's coming. Oh my god, it's coming out in exactly a week and a day time. Oh my god, this is gonna be like the best worst thing ever, or like utter garbage. I don't know.
Depends on how it all files out. I remember when getting off track here, just a teensy bit. I remember back on Netflix, they used to have the Super Mario Brothers show on Netflix, that it went from the actual life, like plumbers and everything, but they end up going into a cartoonish world, going on all kinds of adventures.
Like the Deke Show?
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I mean, like that was a quite an interesting interpretation of Mario. But then again, that was kind of like before the Charles Martinet time and stuff. And Captain Lou Albano, he's no longer alive, so he can't like reprise his role as Mario or anything anytime soon. But yeah, this Mario movie, it should be interesting. But I don't know. I have so many doubts about it. But what I don't have doubts about, and I know that Cam especially won't have doubts about it, I'm pretty sure Ruby won't either, is the Jackbox Party Pack 9, which is coming out on October the 20th with 5 brand new games. You two, what do you think about it?
I have been purposely trying to avoid too much information about the actual games, because I want to be surprised when I get the first time to play with them. So that's my take. Although I kind of think I kind of saw the theme, and I think it sounds interesting.
Yeah. Like there's a couple of games here. Like I'm just gonna say the names of them. I won't say exactly because I know I don't want to spoil them for you. But by a lot. There's one called Fibbage 4, which is just basically Fibbage.
Yes,
again.
More Fibbage.
Yes, they're bringing that back, and there's going to be like an all-new mode in that. There's also going to be a couple of other interesting things here I'm looking at. Yes, some quite interesting stuff. There's also another one called Quick Sorts, some sort of trivia game. That's all I'll say about that. There's also another game called Junktopia, which is reading about it is a bit odd. It's kind of like an imagination sort of game, like kind of make up sort of things as you go along. There's another game also there called Nonsensory, and it's kind of like a mixture of a bunch of other games that were in the Jackbox Party Pack before. And then there's a game called Roomerang, which looking at it kind of reminds me of Big Brother, the TV show. So that does sound very interesting to me about those things. Cam, Ruby, what do you have to think about that?
I'm definitely looking forward to trivia. I love Jackbox's trivia.
I'm quite excited. I get to play more Jackbox with the group.
Yeah, and I'll look forward to playing it. And for my Irish listeners, if you've not played Jackbox, you are doing yourself a massive disservice. You need to play Jackbox today. It's a great game. And yeah, I'll leave it at that because honestly, Jackbox is a great game.
And the best part, you don't need to gather a group of people like other party games. Like, you can always like do it online. Like, they set up games where you can actually play them online, or you can even join a random stream just to play Jackbox.
Yeah, you can do a load of things like that, you know, and I think they're also adding a couple of features for that for streaming and stuff. So, like, if you have like, let's say hypothetically, I'm a streamer and I'm streaming Jackbox and I'm having people coming on, and then someone comes on and joins the party, but they're being a bit of an arse. They're not being very nice and, you know, in the group. Well, you can kick them out in this in the new Jackbox. You can kick them out. You can ban them from your games and stuff. So that's new. I believe there's a lot of things like that. They're kind of focusing on a lot more remote features. And yes, remote features work very well in Jackbox. I mean, you know, I can play it like with Cam, who like lives at the other side of the planet, and it like works flawlessly. It's just so good. You have to play it, Jackbox. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. October 20th, Jackbox Party 9. Don't miss it. Is there any else you'd like to add on that?
Nope.
Okay then I suppose we should move on to Cam's most favorite game in the entire world, Among Us.
Among Us. You should listen to our group chats. I don't know. I think I can catch myself saying Among Us at least 5 times a video chat. Like I don't know, for like between like 2-3 hours.
Essentially, for those that like don't know, essentially Cam every like half an hour or so will randomly just go Among Us or sussy Among Us, and you're like, what? I think it's hilarious every single goddamn time she just says Among Us for no absolute reason. It's just absolutely hilarious. So much so that I actually wrote Cam a letter. I literally just wrote her a letter, just sent it in to her, and it like usually when I write people letters, it's usually long ones. It's usually like, dear whoever it is, hope you're having a good day. You know, I saw this thing you did, it's very good, and here's what I'm doing, it's very good and all that, and look forward to seeing it to you soon. Love and hugs, Jack Lucas Caffrey. My message to Cam, my letter to her was, Dear Cam, Among Us, from Jack Lucas Caffrey.
Yes, I remember it vividly, and weren't you originally gonna save it to, like, give to me as a Christmas card?
Yes, I was. And then you said Among Us too much, so I was like, never mind, I'm gonna just send it now. Oh yeah, don't worry, the Christmas card will have more than just Among Us. It'll have sus Among Us next time around. Anyway, I believe there's some Among Us news, so I'm gonna hand it to you, Cam, because you are the expert of Among Us. You know that actually, hold on, I need to do this in my news sort of voice, because when you do it in like a news journalist voice, it sounds more serious. So hold on a minute. Here we go. So I'm going to bring it now to our Among Us correspondent expert Cam here to speak about the new Among Us news. So Cam, what is there to say about this new Among Us game?
Recently, I think around a week or two ago, they released a new cosmic cube, which is a way you can get cosmetics to put on your little astronaut, you know, like a flower or a leaf. They did a cosmic cube, based on some talents from a VTuber agency known as Hololive, and for all the grandmas on radio, a VTuber is a type of a content creator on YouTube that uses like an avatar and motion capture to stream or to make videos too.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah. It's sort of like just like a character that comes up on the screen and stuff. Think of Bosco if he was in the digital world. I think that's the best way to put it to an Irish person. But yeah, those cosmetics are quite interesting. I know they've been doing like all sorts of mad cosmetics. I know for the Xbox, you can have the Master Chief as like a costume, and you can have as a cosmetic on the side 343 Guilty Spark and stuff, which is kind of funny. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Ruby, what do you think about the new Among Us news?
I think it's good that they're finally having little cosmetics for our little astronaut friends. Aside from having the main astronauts having the only cosmetics in the game.
Yeah. It should be very interesting that they're doing that with Among Us, and yeah, hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully it's Cam's dream come true. Will it be your dream come true, Cam?
Yes, I'm looking forward. I'm actually considering buying the Cosmic Cube because I also love Hololive too. So.
Oh, you have to buy it.
I think, okay, like, some of the Cosmic Cubes are free and some of them are paid. The Hololive one is a paid Cosmic Cube.
Ah, right, I see. How much is it going for?
I have to double check how much the star. I think it was like 400 or 500 stars, but I don't know how much that is, how much that is in dollars. And I still have money on my Steam account, so I can up to like $8. So yeah.
Yeah, and I have no money on my Steam account because I don't have a Steam account.
Yeah, and you can't even crossplay with us with your Xbox.
No, I can't. I can. For some reason, the Xbox will not let me do it. Like, because what I do is I set my Xbox Live features so that I'm not hearing like I'm not hearing voice chat, so I'm not hearing like you know, some 9-year-old kid rage quit on me in a Halo and go, I'm gonna kill your mommy one day. I don't really want to be dealing with that every time I play Halo. So I have that disabled, and I have a couple other things, you know, just things like that. But because of that, I'm not able to play Among Us. And even when I disable all those things, I still can't play it. So I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to figure it out, or maybe I'll get it on my Switch and I'll play it there or something like that. That's probably what I'm gonna do, because I've been meaning to play Among Us for a long time. Not just with you, Cam, and the rest, but there's another guy I know named Jay Hicks, and he plays Among Us and stuff, and I need to play it with him and a few others. So yeah, Among Us, new cosmetic, it's out soon, or is it out now? Is it out now?
It's already out.
It's out now, so yes, you can go get it. And
yeah, and it includes 10 tops and 10 top halves and 10 bottom halves.
All right, I see, said the blind man, who was a liar who couldn't see it all. Anyways, that is Among Us there. Yeah, Among Us, Among Us.
I'm to another meme. The pack is back. Goes to be Pac just can't be beat. Oh yeah, Pac-Man Yellow Pac. He's a giant dumb machine. Ghost monsters come. And only one can stop him. Pac-Man rules. Okay, I'll stop.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I think you kind of told everyone what we're going to do. If you don't know what we're speaking about, the pack is back. This song is absolute trash. Anyway, Pac-Man World has been remastered. We forgot to mention it on the game show because, oh no, it wasn't even announced the last game show we did. No, it wasn't announced, never mind. Anyway, it was announced that they were making a new Pac-Man World remaster called Re-Pac. And so therefore, you know, Cam and I have been singing the pack is back. I don't know. Anyway, this game has came out. I have played this game, and if I'm being honest with you, I can't get past the second level because I suck ass at it. Oh my god, I'm not able to get past it. But you want my thoughts on it? I think the controls are pretty good. I think the music's very good as well. There's a load of Miss Pac-Man music, which is kind of ironic since Miss Pac-Man's not in the game.
Yeah, it's Pac-Mom because, you know, AT Games.
Yeah. Essentially, for those who are out of the loop, some company bought the rights to Miss Pac-Man, and Miss Pac-Man has been held hostage, and Namco's not willing to save her. So they just decided to make a Pac Mom, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, they're in the game, and yeah, Pac-Man World Re-Pac, I think it's alright. I think it's fine. I've not been able to beat it. I'm not being able to get far in it. So I can't really give my full thoughts on what I think of the game. I just think it's fine. Cam and Ruby, what about you? If you've played Pac-Man World Re-Pac, what do you think about it?
I haven't actually gotten to get in the game yet, but I have heard that that for some of the tracks they remixed them, and then for some they kept, and it's really interesting. And I'm loving the ghost models. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, like they're using the same models from Pac-Man Museum Plus.
Yeah. That's also something I wanted to mention about Pac-Man, was that Pac-Man Museum Plus, like the menu of that, played very similar to Pac-Man World Re-Pac. I think that was kind of like a tech demo, Pac-Man Museum Plus, if I'm being honest with you, that they kind of sold into a package to test out the physics of Pac-Man World Re-Pac and stuff. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to actually mention about Pac-Man Museum Plus because I played it, and I'm going to be honest with you, it is the worst Pac-Man port I've ever played. Holy moly, how is there so much input delay on a 40-year-old game, on all the games? And I know this sounds like I think, I know some people think I'm seeing things or what, but honestly, there is input delay on the Xbox version of Pac-Man Museum Plus, and it's there. You cannot get rid of it. But if you play like the Xbox 360 version of Pac-Man, it's not there. It's so disorientating, and I just, oh my god. As for Pac-Man World Re-Pac, yeah, it's still fine. Also, as well as that, Cam, you also mentioned about the music, like that you heard some of it was remixed, and some of it was just the original from the original game. Interesting that you mentioned that, because there was a bit of a controversy with Pac-Man World Re-Pac, and that was the fact that the original team that developed the original Pac-Man World were not credited for their work. And a lot of people have been a bit non-too plussed about that. I'm sure Tommy Tallarico, the composer of the Pac-Man World game, is going to go sue Namco or something, because I know he tried doing it with Roblox, and he actually did succeed. They actually did remove his soundbite that he did for Roblox.
He made the same music as the original game that the oof sound effect came from?
Yeah. The oof sound effect. Tommy Tallarico, God, he's like, his name is attached to a lot of mad stuff. Like, he did music in Sonic and the Black Knight and stuff, and he did, like, you know, with Jun Sonoe, and he also did that in Television Amico thing, which is just like went bankrupt and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure because he sued Roblox for using the oof sound effect, and he kind of succeeded. I'm sure he'll be on the phone to Namco saying, "Oi, where's my credit in this game?" And rightfully so, honestly, because I think the original team of the game, of the original Pac-Man world, should be credited for it. If Toru Watani can get a credit for creating Pac-Man, then the rest should get a credit for it. Ruby, what else do you think about the Pac-Man World Re-Pac and all this sort of stuff that Cam and I mentioned?
Well, honestly, the only thing that has gotten me into Pac-Man was the movie Pixels.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's like heavily based off of Pac-Man and a couple other games that are mentioned in that movie, which I highly suggest to all of you that are going to watch this, go watch Pixels. Good movie.
Yeah. I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. In fact, funnily enough, that's the only movie I ever went to the cinema and the audience clapped at the end of the movie.
No other movie
Oh.
movies like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is an absolute classic masterpiece, did not get a round of applause. But a movie
I once went to a theater, like, I think it was opening night for Star Wars The Force Awakens. So many people clapped at the end, and some were like cheering during like the starting credits. So yeah.
Yeah. You see, we don't have that in Ireland. I know we're kind of going off topic and going from the game show to the movie show, but or as David Adderley used to do on the radio once with me as well, Rotten Potatoes, which was a movie reviewing show he did. That sort of reaction doesn't really happen in Ireland. We don't have like crowds that go cheering like crazy, or like, you know, Tobey Maguire will appear in Spider-Man and everyone's going, "Whoa, oh my god!" Usually you might just hear a, "Oh, wow," or a laugh. That's it. There's actually no. And actually, I quite like. I kind of like that. There's no sound in a theater. I don't know why, but that's that. Anyway, back to Pac-Man. How did we go so violently off topic? Is there anything else you'd like to add about the Pac-Man World Re-Pac sort of game? Maybe even some of that credits controversy that I mentioned earlier?
I'm excited.
Excited for what? The game's already out.
Oh my gosh, I was just about to freaking ask for the whole controversy. Are you gonna be sitting like in front of the monitor, eating your popcorn, seeing the drama unfold?
Well,
if I get involved about the whole GameStop comment, I'm going to go with
Yeah, I'm excited to see Tommy Tallarico duke it out with Namco. Oh yes, here we go. Here he is. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to now. That's what I'm looking for. Grab the popcorn, lads. This is gonna be a nice old treat. Oh my god. All right. Well, you know, Pac-Man World Re-Pac, get it now. It's available for $40, so you get it, see what you think of it. Tommy Tallarico lawsuit, look forward to that. That should be pretty cool. Anyways, now we're kind of coming close now to the game show, so to the end of the game show. So what I'd like to ask before we kind of wrap up is there any sort of other games that you two are looking forward to getting or seeing info about or anything?
Tomodachi Life in another Nintendo Direct when?
Yeah, that would be nice if we had another Tomodachi Life game. I liked the original Tomodachi Life game. I haven't played it in a very long time, but I really
Oh my
liked
goodness,
that game.
I had it with I would still be playing it if I still had my 3DS. That's how much I like it.
Yeah, it's a good game. I really like it. It was good. It was good fun. It was good fun seeing my mother marry Jeremy Clarkson. Not gonna lie, in that game, that was a very funny moment because that game would get to mad sort of things. Ruby, what about you? What are you looking forward to? Like, other games you're looking forward to getting or seeing or anything like that?
my mind literally draws a blank because out of this whole game show that we have been talking about, the games that I am excited for are, the Pac-Man, the Wii Sports on the Nintendo Direct and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, just all of the games that we have mentioned today.
Yeah, I think that's a good, appropriate answer if you can't come up with any other things. As for myself, I suppose the game I'm looking most forward to hearing new info about is Forza Motorsport 8. It's coming out on the Xbox in 2023. The last time we saw footage of it, oh my god, did that look brilliant. I mean, that is a game I'm really looking forward to playing because I haven't played a brand new Forza Motorsport game since Forza 5.
which was released like 10 years ago. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what carbs they'll put into the game. Yeah, that one I'm looking forward to quite a lot. And with that all said, it's time to end the game show for this time around. Cam, Ruby, thank you so much for coming on to this program today. And Cam, where can people find you?
You can find me on my Twitter at CamCamtehCamsta, or you can find my YouTube at CamCam, or you can find me on DeviantArt if you have one at CamCamtehCamsta.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Cam. And Ruby, what about you? Where can the world of the internet find you?
You can find me on YouTube at RubyRedDead, or you can find me on my Twitch at RubyRedDead and a couple other numbers. just my YouTube.
And you can find me simply on my YouTube channel, Jack Lucas Caffrey. You may already be on my YouTube channel if you're listening to this show on YouTube. But Cam, Ruby, thank you very much for coming on. I'll be back on the game show in November, hopefully, with James Goulding and Jack Gibney, where we're going to be speaking about the Spider-Man game for the PS4, F122, and High School Musical for the Nintendo DS. You don't want to miss it. Take care. Bye-bye.
What would I do?